Well, there you go. I got, yeah, I know. It's ugly as hell. I need to sand that clean. Uh, there you go. There's my mostly ugly, pretty ugly shelf system. Back up as far as I can in this room. Have to get it at an angle because it's such a small room I got down here. There she is. Above my fold-out table for getting my electrical work done. I think it should do. I think this should do just fine. So I had some 3/4 inch left over. I know, ugly. I might put some sort of facing on this. But I had some 3/4 inch plywood left over. Some 1/2 inch plywood. And this right here is outer. So I had some outer and just leftover scraps. Glued the outer. Let's see here. There we go. I glued the outer to the side. Put a couple screws in it to hold it. As you can see there is glue all the way across that joint. And then I glued the shelves in and screwed them down. I don't know if you can see, but there's another screw back there in the back. And I did those all the way up and down. Did basically the same thing here, except I didn't put any screws in the bottom of this piece. With it glued, and I mean glued like, nice heavy glue lines on all of these, and they run the whole length. I don't think this is going to come loose. Very strong. And then I have that there. I clamped these down, and I left them for a couple hours before I put everything together. I did the same for those up there, but I went ahead and screwed those in. Is that thinner plywood? I don't know. Worried about it coming apart. Of course, this is only glued to the veneer here. It's just veneer plywood, thin veneer. As you can see, it's definitely stiff enough. These were a little flimsy. I don't know if you can see that, but they're a little flexible, but they're definitely stiffer than they were. I went ahead and put a couple brackets in there, screwed them to the wall, so they're a lot stiffer. A lot stiffer than they were. This top shelf was flexing when I put this in the middle. I mean, really flexing. Now it might move a 30-second if I put it on the front edge, but there you go. Space to keep everything now. It's coming together slowly. I think my next project, I might put some shelves coming out of this side. Just put a couple out on this side here, next to this window. And I'm probably this back wall. Let me get back where we can see. This back wall, this opposite wall here, I'll probably put some stuff up on that wall. Let's cover that up pretty good. And I don't know. I'm gonna put some stuff back there. There's my 3D printer. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. Gotta figure out where it's gonna go. That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad at all. I think that'll do just fine for what I've got planned for it. Here, I made this for these types of trays, you know, depending on the sizes I get. I could stack several of them in here and then pull them out. And this way I don't have just one huge stack. I can, God, you can't zoom out on this thing. But I can do multiple levels of these trays. And, you know, I could, as you could see, I could easily put two trays on top of each other there. And, you know, easily get them in there. So that top one could be for, like, something special, maybe Arduinos. Trays of Arduinos. Yeah. There we go. All together. It's coming together pretty good. I think my next upgrade for this particular thing is I am going to go by Home Depot and get a piece of dry erase board that I can put on here, or maybe, just maybe, I'll put another piece of this, another piece of that 1x, cut it to fit, and put maybe a couple of runners there and there, you know, equal spaced, and then rough up the edges and glue a pane of glass to it. Get a really good glass adhesive. But I don't know if I'm going to do that, because glass does have a tendency to expand and contract at a different rate than wood does. It might break loose and fall. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If I put glass up here, though, if I make a frame, maybe recess it in a little bit and just make it where the glass is held inside this. You know, I got a little room to go back in before I hit these boards. But put a pane of glass in there, cut a pane of glass, put a pane of glass in there, and then, yeah, to have a great dry erase board there. Kind of frost the back of it with a piece of sandpaper, and then paint the back of it with, you know, some really, really bright white paint, so it's, you know, easy to read. And then I'd have a really good, solid dry erase board that I could use. Might do it. Let me know what you guys think.